to sports right now with Boots, Poops, and Allie. Alright.
That doesn't get old. Okay, here we are. Let's talk straight into yesterday's games. I can't think of anything more awful as a Warriors fan than watching this series right now. The stress. That game could have gone either way. Didn't go the Warriors' way.
Well, I'm gonna.
What's your guys' assessment?
Okay.
You're probably going to give a real analysis. I really just want to say two things about that game.
Say your two things.
Two things.
Say your two things.
One, and these should each be discussed, but one of them is that foul right off the bat in the beginning of the game.
On Brooks?
Yes, because
what
is going to happen there, and if
Well,
anybody tries to minimize that, that's a travesty.
When
I
we're
completely
going,
agree.
that was dirty play. But when we're going back to San Francisco, Dylan Brooks is going to hear it.
No, he should not be allowed to play.
Uh-huh.
He should not be allowed to be at the game, which I believe when you're suspended, you're not.
Did he get suspended?
Well, no, that's the thing now.
That's one of the unwritten.
And this equating what he did with what Draymond did is ridiculous.
Completely different.
You know, Draymond, it was obvious that it was physical, but he wasn't trying to hurt somebody.
Egregious.
There was nothing that guy was doing, Brooks was doing, other than what was obviously a potential injury outcome.
Mm-hmm.
There's no other reason, because he was going to get foul shots if he did any kind of thing to him. But to really take him out.
And it was really from
Blind
behind.
From behind. That's one of the
And-
unwritten rules of basketball. You can't hit someone when you're there and there. That's
Well, and I have to say, I know all the Warriors' talent, all their stars, but Gary Payton II is I think their most effective defender on Ja.
Yeah,
I think they need him.
That's
And
something we need
now
to talk
he's out.
about.
He's out. And honestly, I also just am kind of heartbroken for him with his story, and he was really emerging, and I think this was going to be his series that really... Am I boring you?
That's a very
That really gave
that's a
him-
very good point.
Really gave him...
You know, it has nothing to do with what the penalties should be.
No.
But it is just a tragedy.
no.
Because he really had carved out a role.
A significant role, and honestly, every time they put him in the game, he was very limited minutes, but he was extremely effective at doing his job and his role.
More than his job.
I agree.
He's
Scoring,
the only
too.
guy really that can defend Ja on that team.
Okay.
And he was shooting effectively.
No, he scored.
No, he
Okay.
scores.
Can I say
He's not
something?
just a defender.
Am I allowed to speak
And
now?
he's explosive. He really gets...
This is the
At a
first
home
time
game?
you haven't dominated the discussion.
Well, I am
Okay.
heartbroken for that whole
I am
situation.
too.
And
I
I do
am
think it's a big, huge loss for the Warriors, and especially in
Well,
this
I think we
series.
have 15 seconds left. We have one short idea.
Okay. Well, I'd like to start off by saying Memphis got lucky in this game.
Oh, you're not still going to comment on the injury situation?
On the.
GP2?
Oh, okay. Well, I think it was a dirty play by Dylan Brooks. I think I made that clear. But this is going to have a huge impact because I completely agree. He's the only one that can really guard Ja. I'm not saying he can stop him, but he can at least do something to somewhat slow him down with help. So this is a huge loss. They're doing the MRI.
He's out 3 weeks at a
heard,
minimum.
Yeah, minimum, which means unless they make the finals, I think he'll be out. He'll be out. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
No, and really that's
It's probably...
that's almost impossible for him to come back
Yeah.
out that length and then
Yeah.
play
Yeah.
at the level that would be
I
necessary.
don't think you'd want him to play.
All right.
And really,
Now can I get to
the
the
place
game?
he's most needed is this series.
Yes,
Yeah, let
I
me
think
get to the
so,
game
too.
here. No. All right. Ja, as I said before, Memphis got lucky. Ja Morant had 47.
Is that breaking news? Let's do a
I'm
little
saying
analysis.
unless Ja Morant doesn't score that, they barely won. Barely. They squeaked out a win.
Yes, they did.
Gary Payton was out. I mean, they didn't have Dylan
Brooks
Brooks,
was out,
so
too,
some
that's
credit
it.
over to the other side.
Well, you have to say that's at least a wash.
Yes. So, I think that they got lucky. Steph and Clay were 16
That
for
was-
44 combined.
That was a hideous.
And guess what still? And also, John Morant had 47 points. So this is what it takes for Memphis to win. It takes John Morant having 47 points, contributing on all sides of on all ends of the basketball, whether it's passing, rebounding, or scoring. And Klay Thompson has to travel at the end of the game to seal the deal
That was brutal.
for Memphis.
Well, and Klay had a terrible game. Really.
Yes, Klay Thompson came out
Klay
for 2
had
for
a
12.
terrible game one too. It's you can't just say, "Oh, everything went bad," because that's what we said on game one. Everything went bad, and yet they still won. Well, they really had a similar game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
So
But his
you
point
got to say
is that
maybe
it's
some
still
of this
close.
is Memphis.
I'm sure it is.
No.
Yeah, so,
Memphis is.
and also I think because Klay had a few good games at the end of the regular season, we gave that too much weight. You have to take into account who are they playing, who is guarding him.
I think
Klay does not look right to me.
still-
Klay's movement is not right.
I
He
think
doesn't set for his shots the way that he did before. His movement on
I
defense.
think he's fine.
He in the past before
He
injury.
played well in the Nuggets series. He
But-
played 5 straight games. Well,
No, but the Nuggets don't have the same personnel. The Nuggets had their team revolves around a slow
okay, fair
player
enough. Fair
that
enough.
just has exceptional skills.
It's
a whole different
I'm
type of
completely
basketball.
agreeing with you with
But
that.
here's
Klay
what,
cannot
here's
go
what
2
I'm
for
getting
12
at.
from 3.
Is, in the past, Klay would have been who they put on Ja. They would have counted on Klay to stop Ja or Iggy to stop Ja.
Yeah, that's not.
This wouldn't have been Draymond's job.
No.
He wouldn't have been
Draymond's
on a 6'2" guy.
Draymond's not trying to stop Ja. Draymond,
No,
that's not
well,
an
no.
accident.
At times
It's
he
Wiggins.
has been,
It's Wiggins.
and Wiggins has he is
Well,
not
in all
effective.
fairness, has anyone been effective?
Well,
Not really.
The most effective guy they had is Gary Payton.
Yes,
the
but
second.
now he's out, so now the Warriors can't be
No,
focusing
now
on
they
that.
don't have anyone.
Who honestly in the NBA can stop Ja? Who is? Whoa.
No, the only way for anyone, it isn't stopping him; it's slowing him
Yeah,
down.
who can?
To your idea of luck, if there's any luck, the luck is Ja isn't going to hit. I think he was 50% on threes.
Yeah,
or
he-
something. That's not going to happen.
It was unbelievable. Like a lot of other things happening.
Yes. But the point is, to your point, really, which is the most important one, I am very confident the Warriors are still winning the series.
No, I think the only chance that Memphis has is if John Morant
Oh,
goes
I
for
think Ja will
45
go
every
off
night.
another time or
Yeah.
two like this because he has that kind of ability. What this reminds me of, it's a little before your time, you wouldn't remember,
Okay,
but
go on.
I think Allie would. This is exactly like what it was like in the early going of Michael Jordan on the Bulls.
Yeah.
He would be in a playoff series, he'd have a couple of 50-point games, and they'd lose the series 4-2 because they had nothing else until he got Pippen. He would dominate more than you saw Ja in this game. But they couldn't pull it off against what were good teams like the Pistons in that era.
Bad boy business.
And then finally Pippen got there, that got them over the hump. But this team is one-dimensional. So the only way you slow Ja down a little bit and you beat the team.
Yeah.
That's what the Warriors
the
will
goal.
Ja's
do.
the whole team.
That's
Yeah.
the goal.
I think it's a 4-2
we gotta
series.
get
It
rolling.
may even be a 4-1 series because he can go off like that. The Warriors should still be able to overcome it.
I think the Warriors have the ability to get a lot of turnovers.
Just one more
and give
thing on
them
this because
another
I think
game,
it's
but-
important for the whole playoffs. And this is to your point of a few minutes ago. When they don't have Gary Payton, when Klay doesn't have movement, defense is about being able to move. He doesn't have his prior
That's why he's not-
movement.
Let me tell
So
you
when-
what that is.
So
That's
they
why
don't
Klay Thompson's
have
not
him.
turning.
They don't have Klay. They don't have Iggy. If Iggy comes back, he's not Iggy from
No.
8 years ago. He's old man Iggy. He might be okay for little short bursts
Yeah, little
like
bursts.
that dunk, but he's not a force on the court.
I agree.
So
All right, we gotta get
all
rolling.
they
Come
have
on.
got is Draymond. One man can't defend.
No.
So in looking ahead, That's where I think the real problem is for the Warriors. How are they going to go through Phoenix and whoever comes out of the East with a one-man defense?
I'm cutting you off.
So let's jump into the next series here. We got the Celtics-Bucks game. That series now tied up 1-1. Celtics came back and had it.
Milwaukee down 20. Shot clock at 5. Giannis just powers his way in. Spins and lays it in with a left hand. Lopez meets Brown in the air. Tatum gets it back. Here's Grant Williams from the wing. And just the second made three for Boston. Pritchard to Tatum. Shot clock at 3. Tatum with Matthews on him. Rises up and for Boston cashing in. They've been just 2 of 12 in this third quarter at the time of that timeout. As Giannis goes strong and scores on Williams. Works with us. Thigh contusion has knocked him out. And one.
But that's how they're going to play.
Now Giannis losing the handle. Tatum with a steal. Tatum going You make them, you usually win. Budenholzer's betting you don't make them for 4 wins in a series. As Giannis moves his way in, scores on. But a great playmaker. Williams lost the handle. Holiday fires it up to Carter. Portis running with him. Here is Bobby Portis. In transition, Milwaukee gets a quick 2. Extended minutes for everyone. White has played with 3 fouls since the first half. Here's Connaughton for 3, in and out. Lopez with a rebound. And Lopez finally puts one in the basket. His first points of the night. Bobby Portis. White closes out on him. Tatum lurking. Portis gets up a quick shot and scores.
He really abuses smaller defenders. If you don't come down and double, Portis is going to have his way down there with smaller guys.
Brown, his first points of the second half after a 25-point first half. Horford back in. Here's Connaughton to the hole. Reverse is good. So Milwaukee within 15 now.
Boston's going to have to find some ways to score in the paint and at the basket.
17 made threes as Holiday answers. Grant Williams has been huge tonight. Right now they're having a share. The fan club is growing here in Boston for Grant Williams now in his 3rd year. Connaughton goes to the hole, lays it up and in with the left hand. When the Bucks have been on a surge. But a couple of surges in the 3rd and one here in the 4th. Now Allen goes to the basket and lays it in.
That's what we're talking about.
Boston's lead is 12. Tatum trying to take over here, and he finds Brown. Brown has not shot it well in the second half. Gives it right back. Tatum is open. 3-pointer. Jason Tatum. Pritchard, 3-pointer. No. Long rebound to Brown. He spins, and Brown with the left hand. Tatum kicks it out to White. Back on the floor with 5 fouls. Tatum resets. Tatum for 3.
Steph Curry make a living of it in the
Oh, what a night for Williams. His 6th 3-pointer.
Now it's clear they are tough enough. Now I think it's back to not having all of their tools at the Bucks. So I think you have to go back to favor, even though the Bucks have home court now. I think you still have to favor Boston.
Yeah, I was about to mention that. With the Bucks going back home, I think the Bucks.
It's not heavy Middleton. If they had Middleton,
I think the Bucks are gonna have to win this series in 6. This is if it goes 7 games, it's gonna be very hard.
They've already shown they can win in Boston.
I know. Game 7 is different. Playoffs are different, and Game 7 is even more different.
Well, road games don't very often win Game 7, but it's really...
The environment
I
and
agree
TD
with
Garden,
that
they are going to
normally.
be going insane.
Okay, well, we got 1 pick for the Bucks. We got 1 pick for the Celtics.
Well, if you recall, I think it's kind of like when LeBron and Cleveland won Game 7 against the Warriors. They had the stronger guy in LeBron.
Yeah.
I think if there's a Game 7, I would bet on Giannis over whoever you want to pick
Okay,
on
fair
the
enough.
Celtics. So I don't think I think
I
it could be a
think-
6 or 7 game.
So
And
you're going? Are you going Boston?
No, I think.
Wait,
I think
hold on.
you have to favor Boston right now.
So
but
you're
I think
thinking-
it's almost a coin flip.
Okay,
series.
I'm going Milwaukee.
Okay, let's go to the Heat Sixers. I think that game wrapped up a little while ago, and Miami's just honestly, I mean, is there much to say here?
No,
No,
there's
I-
not.
Shoots it with such
I
efficiency.
don't think
Too easy for
the
Bam.
Sixers.
Just not sure how long they can play with Miami. They were 6 of 34 from 3 in the first game of the series, as Maxey will have a chance at 3.
Maxi's a great
That's what
player.
Philadelphia is trying to do now
Maxey
and
is
make that
good.
adjustment.
He's just good.
Strus, what a stroke.
On the other side,
This tremendous defense by Adebayo. Reed, pretty spin, and he's fouled.
Knocking it down with confidence.
It's only the 5th made 3 of the night for the Sixers.
I asked-
5 of 19 off balance.
I asked
the question, who
Steph,
would
John,
you take?
or Poole, and you said you would cut Steph.
You said I'd
Oh,
cool.
meaning if I'm like looking forward.
No.
Remember I was talking
No,
about
you
before?
said
Yeah.
you said right
Sure,
now
sure,
you
sure.
would. You no. You said right now I would
No, but-
start Poole and Jaw and bench Steph and Curry.
I still stick with that.
Okay.
Because I think Steph is
So-
better off the bench than Poole. I like Poole starting.
So
I think it helps Poole to start.
So here's another question then.
And I
Poole,
don't think it hurts
Steph,
Steph.
Maxey,
And
or
one thing that's
Poole-
clear,
oh.
if you watch the game last night,
Hold on,
Ja
hold on.
is better than either one of them. That
I
is
don't think so.
absolutely clear.
no. I completely disagree.
Do you know if they had a one-on-one game, what Steph would look
Yes,
like trying
because
to
Ja's
guard
more
Ja?
athletic.
Do you know what that would look
Yes,
like?
but
What
John
do you think
Morant,
the score would be in a
John
one-on-one
Morant
game?
can't shoot the ball.
He doesn't have to because he could guard Steph better
It
than
might
Steph
be
could
one
guard
on.
Ja.
It might
We're
be.
not gonna name
It might be
Ja.
one
It
on
would be
one.
a joke.
But in a team, basketball is a team game.
Yes, it is.
That's true.
Okay.
So if you put
So
Steph
if I-
on a better team, he's going to look better. I agree with
If
that.
you put Steph,
That doesn't mean
no,
he's
no,
better.
no, 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 no. Whoa. Hold on. Last year, Steph Curry led the league in points. He didn't have anyone else. We're seeing the same thing with John Morant this year. John doesn't have anyone on the team, so naturally he's going to
That
carry it.
actually
He's
is
going
a
to
good
score.
point.
Okay? So don't get too excited that Josh scoring 47. We saw Steph drop 62 last
Let me
year.
ask
for
you a
goodness
question.
sake.
Let me just ask you a question.
It's a good point.
Let me ask you a question. Let's say you flipped last night. Put Ja on the Warriors, put Steph on Memphis.
Okay.
Who do you think wins that game last night?
Well, the Warriors are a better team all around,
Warriors
so
are a better team.
that's a silly question.
But-
Let's move on.
I would actually still say Memphis. I would say Memphis.
That's
Are you still
That
wait?
is
Hold on.
ridiculous.
Wait. What's the question?
That-
What's exactly the question? Are you saying
Well-
you take John having 47?
No, we know Ja.
Wait, are you saying just as a player, or are you saying as a?
inserting Ja on the Warriors and inserting Steph on Memphis?
And with John, I don't because if you did that, I don't think John would still have 47.
He
I
wouldn't
think John
need
would have
to.
20.
No.
Exactly, because it's the Warriors.
No.
Steph doesn't need that 47. You just proved my point.
Steph doesn't, but Steph and
My
Memphis
point
would
is,
not be.
Ja is the better player now.
Completely disagree. But okay.
All right, let's move on. This is getting upsetting. Okay.
That's hold on. Yeah, okay, go.
Okay, we've
That was
got one
ridiculous.
more
All we have
series
is
to
down.
But
go.
I just like to mention one thing on 76ers. James Harden has to be better.
James Harden can't be
He's-
better.
This is James Harden. This
This
is James
is
Harden
who
of
he
now.
is.
This is
Of now.
That is exactly what I'm about to bring up.
He's not James Harden.
This is
of
not
3
Houston
years
Harden.
ago.
This is the Harden we've seen. And what's weird is that James Harden was the guy, arguably the face of the NBA.
I
With
would
a-
argue that.
With 36
Completely.
average, 1 year he averaged 36 in his MVP season.
No, he's not the
Putting
face
up
of the NBA.
That might have been a stretch,
No,
but
but he led the league in scoring 3 or 4 times.
great, good assist numbers and passing
Well,
numbers.
no, he led in scoring He wasn't a big assist guy.
I
Then he
just-
switched and
just
became a
let me-
big assist guy
just-
and didn't score so much.
Just let me finish. James Harden. What we're seeing is himself taking on the fact that he is old. Now, he doesn't have to. You're seeing Steph Curry at the age of 34 putting up great numbers.
What about LeBron?
And you're seeing LeBron put great numbers at the
37.
age of 37. You saw Michael Jordan win a championship when he was 35.
Chris Paul.
Yeah.
Chris
35.
Paul.
Here's the thing.
I mean,
Here's the thing.
hold on. He's not taking care of his body like all these other guys. You can take
That's the
at any
difference.
time in their career, you could have taken Jordan or LeBron and plugged him in, and they could have been in shape in the summer.
But here's where the
completely
difference
different.
is. Harden is like the players used to be. For all of history until the last maybe 15 years or so, when players started physically doing things different, working out differently, eating differently, having all kinds of resources to keep themselves healthy. Harden is old school in that way. He was great, and then all of a sudden the cliff
like a
happens.
cliff.
He gets a little out of shape, and he looks like an old man out there. That's how it used to be. That's why that's like with Tom Brady, where they always talk
All right, we
about
gotta
the cliff was. He's going to fall off the cliff, and he
Before-
never did because he's physically not old.
Before we finish with this topic, I would just like to say I'm still absolutely pissed about the John Morant over Steph Curry. That was
You know what I
ridiculous.
knew you were going to be upset about tonight? Is the Rangers losing to the Bengals in triple OT. I knew you were crying about that all night. Triple OT.
No, it was a good game. It was a good game.
Oh, the NHL. We'll have to touch on that another time. All right, guys. Are we? Do we feel?
Is that about
Yeah,
it?
I just want to touch on the Suns Mavs before we go.
Okay.
Luka had 45, 12, and 8 a couple of nights ago, and they still lost. He's getting no production
But
from
they
anyone
did-
else. 21
they came
combined.
back in that
21
game.
yes, they did, but that's because of Luka Doncic and Luka Doncic only. Brunson and Spencer Dinwiddie did absolutely nothing. They got to do something. I mean, come on.
Team game. It's going to take more than just Luka.
Yeah.
To even.
Well, they have other
and-
guys, but
Ayton looks great. 25 points, 8 rebounds. Book had 23.
well,
8
because
assists
there's
and
nobody
9
really
Chris Paul,
guarding
19.
even.
Yeah.
They don't.
They don't have
Suns
any
look very
No, they
strong.
don't have, so.
I'm not
the
fading
Suns-
away from the Warriors.
But I
Suns-
kind of think
Suns are gonna
I
be
think
tough.
Dallas is going to win a game or two, just because if he goes
Right
off
now-
right and they have a little bit more from their other guys, they can win a game.
It'd be
or two.
nice. It'd be nice to put a little pressure on Phoenix, but
I agree,
anyway,
I
let's
Let's
call
wrap it
it.
up.
We'll be back
All right.
to talk another time.
Thank you for watching Sports Right Now. We're going to be saying so long from our studios. Goodbye from Sports Right Now.